Annyeonghaseyo, everybody. Today I'm going to be making for you Giramari, which is Korean for Korean egg omelet or egg roll or a Korean omelet. In Japanese they call it tamagoyaki. And this is just one of my favorite egg dishes that I love making. The Giramari that you see in my cookbook is a really complicated one. So that's why I took step-by-step pictures so you can see how to make it in the book, my cookbook, My Daddy's Divine Kitchen, Cooking and Sale, available on Amazon.com. This Giramari is going to be done very simple and very easy. Not complicated at all. However, I am going to be changing this around a little bit. I'm adding in here just fresh from my garden, fresh dill. Absolutely amazing health benefits. If you have, it helps treat type 2 diabetes. Studies have shown that dill is used to manage diabetes and help prevent type 2 diabetes from developing. Also, if you have, like high heart risk, like heart disease and strokes, dill actually helps improve all of that, and also it lowers and reduces your cholesterol level. It's this little herb right here is really high in vitamin A, C, calcium, and iron. Can you believe that? Just this little herb. So what I'm doing is I've added 4 eggs in a separate bowl. Now the frying pan I'm going to use is a Japanese skillet. It's a square skillet. And it's just everything. It's like so easy to keep it into a perfect square when you're doing it. So for those of you that was wondering how they do it in the restaurant, it's actually all in the pan. I'm using 2 scallions, which I plucked from my garden this morning. I am using 1 to 2 tablespoons of zucchini. One to 2 tablespoons of carrots. And this is still not fine enough, but it looks very beautiful. But it's not fine enough, but I still have to chop this up a little bit smaller. I could have used, I have a food processor I could have used also that would have grind this perfect. What I'm gonna do is I wanna first beat my eggs. And I'm gonna add this to my mixture, the zucchini and the carrot. And now what I want to do is I want to chop up my dill. What I'm going to do is I just want to run my finger down the dill just to get a lot of the stems off and only using just the fuzzy part of the dill, the leaves. You're going to add all these goodies to your dish. And now I want to chop up my scallion. Lay it flat so it's easier to cut. Make sure you watch your fingers by using your knuckles. And I'm done. I've done all my prep work. Let's add this to my egg mixture. And then I can get this washed and cleaned out. We give this a nice mix. Mix all of this good stuff up. I'm using a little bit over 1.5 tablespoons of sesame seed oil, 1.5 tablespoons of sugar, and add salt to taste. And we're gonna mix all of this good stuff up. Give it a nice little smell. It smells so good. What I normally do is I have a little cup right beside me. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add just a little oil in here. This is just to brush my pan as I am adding more egg to my mixture. And this is no more than just like a tablespoon, but I'm not even gonna use it all. It's just so that when I'm dipping in my brush and brushing the pan, when I add more egg, it just makes it goes really fast, so that way you're not putting too much oil with your egg mixture, which is just unhealthy. Add just a little bit oil. You don't want to use that much. Spread it all around. This is one of those dishes you have to really take your time with and go very slow. Add just a little egg mixture in there. What you want is, this is just the first layer that I'm working on now. I'm gonna let this get a little bit solid and then move the edges over until I can start rolling this. And then I'm gonna start another layer. Okay, as you can tell, it's getting nice and solid. And here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slowly start. I just want this to get just a little bit more solid before I start rolling. Okay, now I can start slowly rolling. Taking a little bit at a time. Starting from the end. I'm just rolling this over a little. Give it another roll. You want to press down just a little bit. And what I normally do is, you can roll this down. I like to make sure that everything is cooking so nothing burns. I just want to remove any excess egg off the sides. Now that we have our first roll, I'm going to use my brush. I'm brushing a little bit here, and I'm going to start my next. Add a little bit more mixture. I mean, you have to have patience with this. You want to do this right. Now what I do is, this egg mixture, I lift it up a little bit so that it gets up under there. What this does, it makes it easy when you're rolling the next layer when a little bit batter is in the bottom. The reason why this is so popular, especially in Korea and lunch boxes, in Japan where you're making lunch boxes, is because this is one of those dishes that the mom can make it for the kid, you know, during the morning or the day before. And it tastes so delicious at room temperature. It doesn't need to be hot. It doesn't need to be warmed up or anything. So they can make this, wrap it in plastic out there. It's cooled and put it in the refrigerator. Okay, I'm ready to roll this a second time. You see the egg at the bottom, it makes it stick so beautifully. And look how beautiful that is. Okay, this is all pretty much ready. This is where it gets a little tricky. And there we go, we did it. I can move this down. I just want to be perfectly done. And look how beautiful that is. And you're gonna let this cool. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click on the alert bell so you can stay up to date with all my latest tutorials.